Welcome back to another lesson of Adobe Photoshop. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the Layer tab and what functionality it has to offer in Adobe Photoshop and also editing a photo. And then we are going to learn about all of the extra tools in Adobe Photoshop on the left side of the screen. Okay, as we are done with all of the tools which it has to offer. Okay, we only have a couple more of them to, finish all of the tools and usage of the tools and how those actually work. So let's start off with the Layer tab, which we already showed you in the previous lesson, but next one, what we're going to show you is going to be the type. Okay, type and select. Okay, first off, it's going to be the panels. Okay, which type of panel do you want to use on your work? Or what type of project or photo editing are you doing so that you get a specific type of result? Okay, if you want to do that, what you're going to do is be clicking on this panels. Let's say I'm going to use character panel. Okay, select that option, and then what you're going to do is select the, where you have the, person or the character, and then you will get a, character panel, or which is also going to be like the character of the text and how those actually is, and that is how the character panel actually works. Okay. Now you can see you will be able to fix out the font, then the type of font or the type of text it is, the size, then, the spacing and the metrics, then the VA, like, the spacing in between the alphabets and also words. Then it's going to be the text size or the percentage or the vertical stroke. Then it's going to be the width of the vertical stroke. Then it's going to be the uppercase, lowercase, which are whatever one you want to use. And also these options, which you can use one by one in Adobe Photoshop. Okay. Then we also have the paragraph settings, such as, aligning it to, whichever size you want to use, and also keeping the indent wherever you want. Okay, so let's start off by using these tools. Okay, what I'm going to do is select on this, text option, which we are going to use right now so that we get a specific type of result. So I'm going to click on this option, and from here, what we're going to do is going to be selecting it on 72. So as it is 72, what I'm going to do is change the font into, let's say I want it to be something like this. Now I want it to be regular. Okay, keep it to be regular. I want it to be like this. Now I want the VA to be 25. And now the metric to be, let's say, optical. And I want it to be 72. And I can keep it on 10. All right. Hit on enter. And now I have the specific type of result which I want to use. I can also keep it like this. Now I'm going to do is going to be changing the color. So let's say I'm going to change the color to black. Okay. I'm going to select the color to be black from over here, %. Okay. Now the color is all black, but as not all of them are selected, so I'm going to click on this option again. I'm going to click on this black option, keep it on black, press on OK, and now you can see all of them have now turned into black color. So I'm going to do is remove it and type in my own text. Okay, so if I want to do that, I'm going to do is just cut it just like I do most of the times, or like you do most of the times on Adobe, or let's say Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or Excel. Let's say this is GG, okay. GIGI, well, sometimes it's not that visible or, understandable because of the font. So I'm going to keep it like this, and you can also select the certain parts. Okay. So we are done with this option. Now we can fix out whichever, obviously where we want to align it. You can keep it on center, left, right, and then also keep it like this, justified, however you want it. And all of those, now this is justified, and you can also fix the indent. Let's say I want it to be on 2, and you can see that it's 2 now. Now I'm going to do is keep this to be 5. It is 5 now. And now I'm going to do is keep that to be 10. This is 10. Okay. So that is how it actually works on Adobe Photoshop about the character and paragraph option. Now let's go to type again. And on the panels, we have glyph panel, which is also from over here. You can also use our add-in symbols, whichever one you use. And after you're done, just press on enter or escape, and you will be good to go. Double click on it. You'll be able to, add in glimpse like this. Let's say I'm going to do is keep something like this. Now all of the glimpses have been added, so I'm going to click on this option. I'm going to do is go to this text, and now you will be able to use that. Okay, I'm going to go to type again, and then we have other ones. Let's say I have character style panels, some paragraph style panels, which is also quite the same, but you will be able to add in those styles however you want, and you can also save it so that you will be able to use that for later purpose. Now you know all the purposes of these tools and how those actually work, right? So what I'm going to do is going to be going on type again and then select on anti-alias. So you can use the type of whichever type of format you want to use. If you want your photo to look a lot more sharper, crisper, strong, and smooth, just click on this option. Let's say I'm going to want it to be crispy. So I'm going to do is select on this option and press on delete. We'll remove it because I don't want it right now. So I'm going to go to type again, select on this last R where we want it to be. Let's say I'm going to select on this option and make a text box first. So I'm going to do is add it in a text box. And then I'm going to do is click on this option of type, click on anti-alias, and let's say I'm going to keep it on strong. Now you will see all the photos are now stronger in color. Okay. The font has been stronger in color, and that is how it actually works. Okay. You will be able to add and or delete it according to your desire too. That's like very simple to do in Adobe Photoshop. Let's go to type again and select on, let's say Windows LCD, and Windows LCD will be applied. You can double click on it to add in a new text box, just like you want. Let's say I'm going to click on text, or like this, however you want, and you will be good to go. So you can also delete it however you want, and also select this tool first, and then delete it. So all of them is deleted all at once. Okay. Now I'm going to go to type again. Let's say we have orientation and all of those. So I have to do is make another text box right over here. Let's say I'm going to keep it up till here. Then you can use or select the orientation. Let's say if I want vertical, I can also keep it vertical or portrait, whichever one I want. That's like totally up to me and also up to you. You can also use open type extrude to 3D, but only if you have 3D characters and 3D details on your photo, and also create work path and all of those. Okay, but now as it is not available because this photo is not 3D modeled and all of those, you can also convert it to shape, but this has a lot of details. Sometimes it might also give you an error, but if you have like specific shape type of photos, which you have in your photo, then it will convert it to like very simple. As you can see when I did it with this, as it is a photo, you can see that the type layer uses a foxbowl style, obviously because it has a lot of details. So if you have like, a lot more subtle photos, you will be able to turn that photo into a shape. And that is like very simple to do in Adobe Photoshop. Okay. Now let's go to other ones. Let's say you can also rasterize type layers, convert to point text, warp text, match font, and all of those. So what I'm going to do is click on this option, go to type, go to like this option, font text. Once you is select on this and select whichever style you want to use. Let's say I'm going to use fish, press on OK. And now you can see that this part has turned into something like this. Okay. This is how it actually works. You'll be able to do a lot more with these options by going to type and warp text. You can also match the font, whichever one you want. Okay. Let's say this is Roman or Japanese, whichever one you want. Match font. Select on the fonts, whichever one you want to use. Let's say this font. And that font will be, so like directly specified and also give you which type of font is being used. Okay. I'm going to go to type again and you'll be able to see font preview size, whichever one you're using. You'll be able to select whichever one you want. And then you're good to go to on this section. Then we have this language option. You will be able to fix out all of the language on these options. Then we have update all text layers, manage missing fonts, load default type style, and save default type style. If you have some default styles or, a couple of styles in your PC, which you can use to apply directly when you open up or when you select that option, then you can select on this option so that it will revert back to the default self or also apply it when you don't have it. Okay. So that is all about the type layer or the type ribbon or tab, which is available in Adobe Photoshop and the functionality it provides. Okay. Now let's go to the additional tools which Adobe Photoshop has. So the first tool is going to be this rectangle option. If you want to make a rectangle or, let's say a board or a panel which you want to use, you can also do that. And you will see a panel like this will appear up. I use it most of the time as a layer because you can directly apply more your contents directly on that section of your photo, right? So that you will be able to add in more contents. So I'm going to remove it. I'm going to remove it too. I'm going to keep it over here. And I'm going to do is click on this option. I'm going to keep it to be over here so that it looks a bit more better. Okay, I'm going to double click on it. And after I'm done, I'm just going to click on this option of let's say I don't need it anymore. So I'm going to click on this option and keep it like this. Now what we're going to do is going to be using the other tools of rectangle. We have ellipse tool, triangle tool, polygon tool, line tool, custom shape tool. You can use custom shapes. Okay, keep it like this. As you can see that I have, a tiger or whatever animal I'm using right now. As you can see, it looks like this. As I don't want it, so I'm going to keep it like this. And we are good to go if you want different ones. Let's say I'm going to use line tool. You'll be able to make a line like this. And you will see you will be able to change the line by selecting on, the outside of or the points of that tool. And it will also show you the lines similar or directly straight from that option. You will be able to curve that too, however you want, like this. Okay. And that is how this line tool actually works in Adobe Photoshop. There are also other tools which you can try using and get a specific type of result. Okay. Then we have this tool, which is called the hand tool. You can remove it however you want, like this. Okay. That's very simple. We have rotate view tool. You can also rotate it on like this. and keep it however you want. I'm going to click on hand tool again, and I'm going to keep it like this if you want it to be, previewed are the viewers, okay, so that they will be able to see it like this. So that is the usage of these tools. Then we have is the zoom tool. You'll be able to zoom in by clicking on these options. And if you want to zoom out, what you're going to do is going to be zoom out. Okay, click on this option, zoom out, or you can also use the shortcut key of pressing on Alt and then scrolling down. Okay, that is how the zoom tool actually works. Then we have is this edit toolbar. You'll be able to edit your toolbar just as you need. Okay, you will be able to customize your toolbar. And let's say if you don't have, specific ones, you can like remove it or also like, add in the cartridge your desire and where you want it to appear. Then we have is this color panel option. You'll be able to select the color, whichever one you want, a cartridge your desire, which is an older and also the newer variant of the color which you're going to use. Then you can also use the previous one, which is going to be black and white. That is obviously on default, so you don't have to worry about it. You can like move through each and every one of them, whichever one you want, so that you have 4 colors already ready, like already prepared to use in Adobe Photoshop and whenever you need it. Then we have is this tool, which is going to be edit in quick mask mode. You'll be able to, mask in however you want by going through these properties and all. But after you're done, just click on this option and then you're good to go. Then we have is this other one, which is going to be full screen and all of those. If you're full screen, just press on escape and that will take you directly out of it. So this just helps you to like full screen mode with menu bar and all of those, and also full screen mode like directly, so that you get, a larger view and also specific type of results. And also if you want your viewers to see it, you can also do that sometimes too. Okay. But most of the people export it, save it, and then show it. But yet, like no one knows when you actually need it. So now you know all of the tools Adobe Photoshop has to offer, but we have like a lot of functionality which Adobe Photoshop has. So I'm going to show it to you like in the next lesson. So I hope you understood everything about this lesson on the Type tab or the Type ribbon and all that like tools of Adobe Photoshop has to offer and also the usage of them.